Going on? It's Matt Plapp, and I want to come at you with something that really tells a story on how the experience inside a restaurant can really influence your digital marketing. And this is honestly the first time I've seen it to this extreme, but it's a pretty cool case study. So let me go ahead and minimize me and get this going. So what we've got here is we've got 4 stores that are in a marketing program that I've got. And they're all 4 really similar demographically. They're exact same brand, exact same concept. There's nothing different there. But you're going to see a different story here, and I'm going to tell you why. So I've got these separated because this one had a bigger budget. This was over 4 months. So in 4 months, this restaurant spent $3,000 on Facebook ads. These 3 spent right at 2. So 2,094, 1,900, 2,100. So right around $2,000. Now I'm going to walk you through the stats, and I'm going to show you why this is important and how what happens inside the 4 walls of that restaurant can dramatically affect your online influence. So you can see all of them had similar reach, 55,000, 54, 45, 47, nothing major there, a little difference obviously, but this comes from what I'm about to show you. Cost per 1,000, I don't really go by a whole lot, but I put that in there just to get an idea and see how dramatically different they were or they weren't. But here's where the story comes in, shares. So to give you an example, if I go to my Facebook page, I just today personally shared this post by the Witch's Mess. It's a friend of mine, Jason Bessler's book that he wrote. It's a children's book. It's awesome, by the way. I don't want characters, his drawing. He's an artist. It's unbelievable. He drew every single page. It's amazing. But he's doing a book signing tonight. I saw this on Facebook, and I went, oh, man, that's my guy, Jason. I'm sharing this. And I tagged a friend of mine how her daughter Zoe would love it. Boom. That is because I have a good relationship with him and his brand. Well, look at this. $2,094 spent on store 2, $1,900 store 3, $2,100 store 4. 239 shares were generated from the advertising on store 2 to only 43 on store 4. Why is that? Well, the reason that is store 4 has a different experience when you're inside the 4 walls. And what I mean by that is store 4 is owned by an investor. And I know this because I know the brands pretty well. But it was kind of funny. Before I knew this, I was having a conversation with their CEO, and I said, let me ask you a question. Is this store owned by an investor who doesn't walk in at all? And he's like, yeah, how do you know that? And I said, well, before we get there, is this store owned by somebody who probably is involved with it, but not to the extent of store 1 and 2? Because I know 1 and 2 really well. He's like, hit nail on the head again. Why are you asking me this? I said, because same exact ad campaign, same copy, same promotion, same everything. Generated 43 shares, $49 a share versus $8.76 a share at this one. Why is that? Well, the reason that is this store right here. When you walk into this store, they know who you are. They shake your hand. They have a conversation with you. They know what you're going to get before you get to the counter, before you get to your server. They know what's happening. They have that relationship. In the restaurant business, they call it table touches. This store, the owner's not in there every day, not in there hardly at all. And so when he's not in there at all, you're just a number. You walk in the door, you get your food, you eat, you leave. And what happens when you see a Facebook ad pop up? Oh, okay, that's the place I had lunch at yesterday. Big deal. You might opt in and get it. When you see the place that you have a relationship with the manager, the cashier, the hostess, the server, the bartender, the owner, the general manager. Oh, man, this is awesome. Share it, put a couple cool lines and go. And we actually saw that on these 2 up here more than the other 2. And there's actually more involved in this, but this is the 4 we did this little case study on for them. We saw more deeper explanation of why people should go here. They comment on their favorite type of food. Man, I love this place. Go see this person. Boom, 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 boom. These 2 down here, it was simply a share. Boom, shared it, nothing else. And so when you look at how that affects, I highlighted 2 areas. The shares, that's huge. You go all the way over here because a lot of this is obviously cost per share is going to be different. Your subscribers are going to be dramatically different. This is Messenger and email, using ManyChat and using drip email. And these are subscribers through our sequence. And you can see, yeah, you're going to get 1,500 subscribers when you have 43 shares. But here you got 239 shares, you're going to get more subscribers organically. So 2,600. Your cost per subscriber obviously is going to be a lot less. And then down here, you get your redemptions. You're going to have more redemptions or less because of the subscribers. But you look at your cost. What does it cost me to get redemption? What does it cost me to get somebody to walk through the door of the restaurant? In this case, it costs $2.60. In this case, it costs $5.08. This one, $5.95, almost $6. Redemption rates are pretty good, 29 to 30, 28, 22. 22, the lowest one, is still pretty solid for the business. But you look at sales, man, this is where it just tells a story that this store with, whatever that is, 239 divided by 4, what is that? Is that 7? Let's see. 230. 239. Why is my phone messing up on me? Oh, it's going dead. 239 divided by 50 would be 4 or 5. So it's about 5 times, 6 times. And look at your sales. 11,536, 6,700. Every time this store spends $1, they see on Facebook ads, they see 551 back in sales immediately. Not counting down the road. That's a whole other conversation. Every time this store spends $1, they see $3 in sales. $2.99 here. So as a marketer, we always get held accountable for what traffic, what sales we drive. Well, until you see this, you might not realize how much that impact is having on the in-store experience. That, you know what, I can drive people there. But if the people there aren't as invested in the brand and the product, it shows up right here. And so when I spend $2,100 and get 43 shares for this customer, or spend $2,100 and get 239 shares, this makes my job a lot easier, but also tells a story about what's happening in the 4 walls. That's all I got. Wanted to bring that to you. I thought that was an important message. I think it's something as marketers, as entrepreneurs, we don't get to see. And it's not usually correlated in between, but that's what happens. See you later.